Real news, real news.
Real news. JustAirWaves, baby. Yeah. Real news coming at you live. Fox and CNN, we gave them time. Real news coming at you live. Real issues and good vibes. Okay, real news.
Same beat, but a different. Welcome back to another and a whole new episode of Real News right here with your boy, your host, the champ. I'm live on scene, on site. Now, we ain't played the studio bills this week, so we had to switch it up a little bit. And you see, Alex and Josh are out for the week, so all you getting is your boy. And I would also like to apologize. We've been having some technical difficulties lately. Haven't been able to drop the episodes that we want, that we know y'all need, but we back here this week. It's January 16th, and we about to get right into it. It's your boy Champ, just me, but I still got the sports, politics, music, and everything else that matters, and we about to get right into it. You already know what it is, another and a new episode of Real News. Alright, y'all, we kicking that off just as usual. We're taking it all the way back, all the way to 1919. January 16th, history on this day, segment that I enjoy. Hope you enjoy it. Now today, like I said, we're going all the way back to 1919. That was actually when the 18th Amendment, the prohibition of alcohol, was ratified by Congress on January 16th, 1919. Prohibition ended up being a constitution that prohibited the sale of alcohol for beverage purposes, only for other medical purposes or whatever else you might find you was able to get away with. But the government, the actual U.S. government, seeing how things were going with people enjoying alcohol so much and actually the negative effects, there was no real warnings back then. It was just drink as you go and do what you want after that. And obviously things started to get bad apparently around the 19th century, and people who didn't like it rose in political power, so they was able to actually get the ball rolling in 1917 with a bill. It wasn't ratified until 1919 and completely went into effect on January 17th of the following year. So that's where we at. This is just a throwback, be safe out here when you consume your alcohol. Still deadly, the effects it can have on you, your brain, your mind, your vision. Prohibition, it seemed like it made sense back then. Obviously, that created more organized crime and actually had negative effects on society because it's just what it was. People needed their alcohol, so they was able to bring it back into law where it was legal for consumption, just to bring down the crime, really. Well, not just to bring down the crime, but as we know, alcohol is still deadly. It's legal, though, at the age of 21. Some things not legal, but we get in there. Alcohol hurts. Alcohol does kill people, and you have to be very safe and monitor yourself and others around you when consuming it. Just some real news on the day. Just another throwback. Just another history on this day right here with your boy, Champ. Alright, we're jumping right into politics. You already know what I'm about to speak on. Government shutdown, man, is still going on weeks and weeks later into effect. And the reason it's going on is because the U.S. current president wants a wall built, wants billions of dollars for it, and Congress is just not ready to give it to him for such a feat. It's definitely failures on both sides because it's really affecting the people. It's not affecting these congressmen. It's not really affecting the president, but it's affecting the little guy, the 9-to-5 guy. That's the only people it's really hurting. So it's very sad that nothing can be worked out. But, my point of view, my opinion, I put the blame on the big guy because it seems like something so silly to even want money for. I understand it's going to help national security in a sense, but where are the real terrorists coming from? Mexico, where we got immigrants wanting to come over to help and work. I think that's maybe the majority of the people. Of course, you're going to have the criminals from every country, but how about these TSA people in the airport that are not getting paid right now? The TSA people are calling out sick, so you got national security actually being compromised for this silly shutdown, silly reason. Like I said, failure on both sides, but I put most of the blame on our president, the big guy, because that's just what it is. It's just I don't think a wall is truly necessary. $5 billion wall? No, I'm sure something behind it. I'm sure he's going to give those government contracts to his friends or whatever to put that $5 billion right back in his friend's pockets or somebody's pocket. I'm sure it's something behind it, because it's really just so silly to me, unless you just don't like the brown people from Mexico, which that's what it is. Trump has literally said we need more people from Sweden, so he's okay with immigrants, but the brown immigrants, it's a big no-no. So government shutdown, shout out to those people, and actually the communities around them are not flourishing. They're going down as well, because people are not getting paychecks, so they're not spending money at the local businesses. So big negative effect for the country. No real positives in the shutdown for the everyday man. Only positives for the people up top, which is sad. That's how we still got it, and we're one of the most free countries in the world and still can do things like this of this nature. So just some real news for you, keeping you updated. Democratic side is looking for who to put up against Trump in 2020. You know, we got a lot of female congresswomen coming out. I already voted for a female president. You know, she lost the race. This country has shown me, with the support of Trump and the things he does and the support, that they're not ready to elect a female president. I would be, my personal opinion, but I gotta be objective and projective about the world around me. I would hate to see another sane person lose a presidential race because people don't trust women, who I don't understand. You know, I don't know where that comes from your parenting and childhood, but even, you know, on the news, women on the news, I don't think I would trust her. You know, it's very sad to see, but it is the America we live in, and I don't think the country is ready yet. And so I would strongly consider, you know, needing someone better to represent, and that's just me trying to project the outside view of the world. That's not my personal opinion, but just like marketing, people, you know, you get paid to know what's going to be the reaction of people. So trying to look a little bit further ahead, and I would hate for someone I consider pretty much to be a prejudiced racist to be a president for another 4 years. That would really be very negative look at on this country. They're already laughing at us, but we'll see what it is in 2020, and we'll see what it is in that presidential election. Right here, some more real news for you. All right, we got some tech news for you on the day. The very big game, very free-ish game, Fortnite, which makes a lot of money off in-game purchases, so they really need their user for this particular game. Fortnite, a big online successful game, pretty much available on all platforms. Have actually acknowledged that they had a security risk going on for the last few months that they fixed and cleaned up last Wednesday, but there's a link that would allow hackers to get the users login and password name. So y'all be safe out here. You know, try not to click on things you don't need or you don't seem to trust. If it's 50-50, then just go the other way. Leave it alone, because it's really not worth it. You know, this is Fortnite here. Millions of people on it, so I'm sure they said they don't know how many people got affected, but they did clean up the link and the bug that would allow hackers to get your information. But just another reminder, y'all be safe out here online. The internet is growing, and it's growing in both directions. They're trying to make it safer, but you got to realize there are other people out here fighting against that, trying to keep it to where you can be had at any time on the internet by anyone. So y'all just keep an open eye out. Just another update right here, some tech news on Real News.
Old school, yeah, never school me.
Had to drop a track on Halloween with Ichigo smoking Halloween. Yeah. He told me he admired me. I started coughing, said killer please. He wasn't kidding, he been watching me from above the clouds, so society. He like how all my...
As always, we jumping into some music for you. You know how we do music, and we gonna keep it just like that. We about to go over the Billboard Top 5 on today, January 16th. Now, everybody knows about the Billboard. That's pretty much America's little poll of the best songs out right now. You keep that name on the list. You keep your name on a list for a long time, and I'm sure to make you a lot of money and get you a lot of recognition. It definitely will. Number 5, a song we've seen before, High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Consistent on the list. Like I said, you stay consistent on the list, you're going to be rewarded for it. So shout out to Panic at the Disco. Obviously got a hot one out here. It's Billboard Top 5 for a few weeks here and there, back and forth. So somebody loving it, somebody requesting it. Number 4 is that Sicko Mode, Travis Scott. Man, you already know what it is. I already know what it is. A little bit of Drake on top of that. Fire, man. Combination came together right, man. Number 3, a song that was at number 1 for a good amount of time, Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Been popping on social media since it dropped. The lady's been loving it. It's all out. So shout out to her for dropping another hit in her very young career. So, man, I'm sure she's going to be doing this for a very long time. Number 2, another beautiful young lady, Without Me by Halsey is the song. Number 2 on the Billboard. She's been hanging out on the Billboard charts for a minute now. You got to speak on it. Got to shout her out. You got to shout out that success. People want to hear it. Keep dropping more music, baby girl, because that's just what it is. You on the Billboard chart, where else you need to go, you know? It's only up from here. And number 1 is an all-new song that we've never presented on this show. And it was the number 1 song, so I went out, gave it a listen. It's called Sunflower, and now it's actually from the soundtrack of the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which you know is an animated Spider-Man movie. It came out recently a few weeks ago. It's by Post Malone. Man, it's got a movie background feel. Nice vibe to it. Just a little vibe. My Sunflowers. Very nice song, man. I gave it a listen. Nice little bop. Nice little sound. Surprised it would be at number 1. That movie was a big success, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. A lot of people saying it's a very great Spider-Man movie. Haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but all the reviews have come in very positive, so I'm sure that has something to do. And Post Malone, you already know, has been on that Billboard before. And as always, we're not done. We got that Just Airwaves Song of the Week. Song of the week this week is Lost in the Wave. That's Alex featuring my boy Pablo. Man, it's another hot banger. Now Kill City. And just Airwaves. Lost in the Wave, man. It's on that SoundCloud.com. Man, just go to Google, search SoundCloud, Just Airwaves, or just Airwaves. Remember, that's one long word, Just Airwaves. You're going to find everything you need. You're going to find that YouTube. You're going to find that SoundCloud. You're going to find this content. You're going to, man, all that, man. Search it. Find it. We here for you. We making it for you, and we thank you. That's some real news right at you. All right, before we get into that sports section, man, it's a big story on the news that a lot of people haven't heard about, not really talking about, but it's world news right now. You got Inez Cantor, who's actually the center for the New York Knicks NBA player, is being requested by his country. The U.S. is being requested by his country and Interpol, things of that nature, for an international arrest warrant because they're accusing him of supporting terrorist groups. Now, this has been going on for months and months and months, almost years now with this guy. Inez Cantor is a Turkish citizen who came from Turkey. Obviously got the hoop dreams right. Came over here, been balling ever since. Very successful person. But has obviously Turkey is not America. You know, it's just, you cannot just say what you want about your president. It's just what it is. That's why I'm happy we live in this free country where we can speak on our opinions and comment back and have a sophisticated conversation. But it's not the same everywhere. So he actually been outspoken on his president, who is sort of a monarch, sort of a dictator, you know. Obviously, got to America, seen the freedom, spoke on it, and been labeled a terrorist. He had his passport revoked. He can not go back to his home country. And if he even tries to, he actually will be arrested and detained and probably put in a hole somewhere, and it'll be a truly sad story. The Knicks actually recently had a game in London that he chose to stay away from. He believes there are spies over there. This man said he would be in fear for his life if he went to London, as in president getting him killed. So this is This is wild. The U.S. actually would need proof of international crimes to be able to get an arrest warrant for Cantor and send him back. Cantor has done nothing wrong in this country, has said that the president has no proof on him. So I don't see the U.S. following this up too hard. Hopefully they can see through it. But, man, if something falsities come out and they get your name in something, I pray for you, my man. I see you over here hooping. I can't imagine that you would. You can't put nothing past people, but I hope he will stay true to his word and be a man and not be supporting any terrorist type groups for actually for negative sake. If he's supporting somebody who wants to take down this dictator president, that's not terrorism. But violent acts and hurting people, things of that nature, that's terrorists. So hopefully he's not supporting anything like that, and that's just what it is. Just a little update right here on Real News.
Killing you niggas so you can't eat. I'm Rick Grimes and y'all the zombies.
Don't wake me up. I've been dreaming about my dream girl. Lucid dreaming about that woman Lucy. Why these niggas acting like they knew me? Man, these false prophets when they head and fuel me. Nowadays, man, the top is juicy. I'm Pac with it, so these old schools, they'll never school me. Decisions.
So we finally jumping into the sports section, man. Y'all already know what it is. This is the big time section for you. Boy over here at Real News. First things first, let's congratulate the Clemson Tigers of my home state. Well, state I'm staying in right now, of South Carolina. Clemson Tigers, definitely the clap of the week. Big shout out to them. They took down the giant Alabama, showed the world that it could be done and it will be done, and it had to be done. Dabo got 2 titles in the last 4 years, so he's on a crazy run right now. This team was undefeated all season long. I believe 15-0. I think the second team only to win 15 games without a loss. So amazing season for the Clemson Tigers. I picked Bama. Everybody picked Bama. Everybody in the world picked Bama besides loyal Clemson fans. So that's just what it was, but they smacked them, man. They smacked them from start to finish. Smash mouth football. Showed Bama how to play Bama football right in their face. Freshman quarterback Lawrence, shout out to him, had a great game. They're saying his future is very bright, and you could tell from that game that it's going to be very bright. So shout out to him and that whole Clemson family. Y'all did it. Big time things, and definitely want to congratulate you because you did shock the world, so it's worth talking about. Alright, and your boy Champ gonna give a little NBA pick of the week. Now I'm gonna go right with today, January 16th. We got the Raptors at Boston. That man Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, and all them young stars over in Boston. Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie, and some great role players over in Toronto. Man, I got Kawhi Leonard getting it done, man. If he's playing tonight, I have not seen the update, the injury report, but I know sometimes he's out, sometimes Laurie's out. But if everybody's in, from what I know, I think everybody is in. Laurie could be out, but even if he is, Kawhi Leonard, I see him getting it done. Boston been going through some troubles lately. They've been saying too many stars all year long. It's looking like it might be, or too much talent, really. Kyrie is still the man and wants to be the man. So he is the leader on that team, and sometimes it seems like he may not be the best leader for a squad like that. So we'll see what it is. Gordon Hayward not playing out his big money contract right now. Definitely just came off an injury last season, so maybe he's still progressing back to full health, but definitely not paying that big money contract that he was paid. So got to speak on it. So Kawhi in the MVP race. Not at the top by any means, but getting it done for his team on a nightly basis. Showing you that Pop put him in a system, but that talent, scoring, defense, that's all Kawhi. He deserves to be paid. He deserves to be an all-star. All those type of things. So I got Kawhi getting it done in Boston tonight, baby. All right, and we're going to keep it rolling with the NFL picks of the week now. It's only 3 games left. It's 2 this weekend and 1 in February. The big one, man. We already know. Now, your boy, Champ, is a Patriots fan. I'm sitting right here. Picked my boys last week over the Chargers. I didn't want to be biased, but I thought the Patriots could get it done. And you know what? I think they can again against one of the greatest quarterbacks I ever seen play Patrick Mahomes, he is ridiculous. He is stupid with 2 O's, man. This dude is on another level. But schemes, weather, coaching, instincts. If the Patriots play without making a big-time mistakes or even a few, I think they can still get it done. It's supposed to be a very cold game, so we might have to stick to that run. We'll see what it's shaking like. But I got the Patriots, man, heading to the Super Bowl. And before I even get to the other side, whoever wins that Patriots game, I believe, is going to be the Super Bowl champion, regardless of who comes out the NFC side. So I'm also putting that out there. But for the NFC side, I do have the Saints over the Rams. And both teams are talented and playing very hard right now. But I got down to that quarterback play. I got Drew Brees, Jared Goff. Drew Brees is going to give you a show. He's just going to. He's not going to flop in the playoffs unless it'll be a low percentage that he flops. Jared Goff, it's a lot of pressure on him right now. Had a good game last week. That running game was dominant. But if it's not as dominant and you need to sling and ding it just a little bit more, Jared Goff can be inconsistent. And that's maybe the big thing about the game. Like the Rams defense is great. We all know what they can bring to the table. But big-time players show up in big-time games. And that Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Kamara, they might put Kamara in the slot if need be. And they got a lot of talent. So do the Rams, so we really going to see it. We really, 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 really going to see what it's shaking like. But I got the Saints in a close one. Possibly a shootout, but I got the Saints and the Patriots going to the Super Bowl right now. And if I had to go ahead and push that through, you already know who I'm picking. I already said it's an AFC Super Bowl champion this year. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm willing and dealing. That's how I'm giving it to you right here on Real News. All right, y'all. We still keeping it consistent. We finishing off with that word/quote of the day right here with your boy Champ. Man, my word/quote of the day is get up and try to get fit and stay fit. Few minutes a day, man. If you got the time, which you should, as in 15 minutes, get up, go do something. If you've been on the Instagram page, shout out to our fitness expert at Easy Breezy Fit. She's been giving us some good tips throughout the recent week. If you follow the Instagram page, but it is along with that message, try to get fit, try to get in the gym. If not, use 15 minutes in your house, small things, push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, squats, things that there are pretty much no excuses not to do. It can be done even if I can't do one today. That means you can do 2 next week. It's all about that growth. I can't do it. Well, you're going to be able to do it one day if you keep putting your mind to it. So we're doing that with a lot of things out here with that business, your education, everything you want to do. Put your mind to it. But this particular word/quote of the day is about that fitness. Get fit. Few minutes a day. Do what you got to do because it's going to help you out in the long run. And that's how I'm finishing off the show. Your boy, Champ, right here. This has been another and a whole new, and I thank you for hanging out with me. Hopefully we get somebody back in here next week. We'll see what it is, but we just want to be able to keep filming and doing shows. That's the most important thing, and dropping them right to you. It's been another and a new episode of Real News, and I thank you.
Man, I'm the one they call from the favors, in tune with the Most High. Just airwaves, be the savior, be the savior. Yeah,
and we the saviors. Bat in my hand, about to do you a favor. Blood in the air, and we won't see you later. Halloween flow.
Okay, Real News.
Same beat, but a different vibe. And we coming every week, and we speaking on true crime.
One day it's gonna be televised. One day it's gonna be televised. Yeah. One day it's gonna be televised.